is Mrs. Bellisario, and I am so pleased to be presenting some ideas for the Art of Ed University Pro series. So first of all, I am a K through 12 art teacher, and I have primarily taught at the high school level at a career and technical school, leading the Academy for Design, and also teaching at a very traditional high school at the moment, teaching high school in a very difficult sort of time, I guess, for people. So here's what I think is really cool is having been able to kind of see both sides of schools. I want to introduce some really, I think, relevant tools for art teachers to be able to use. So one of my ideas is sort of cooking in the kitchen. What can we do with nothing? And the idea comes out of last year teaching through COVID, and nobody had paint, and me having a very traditional art background, I had actually been taught how to make paint through my own pigments. So I began dyeing beets, and I began, sort of looking around the house. What do I have? What can I use? Things like that. And then I began to realize that, these are things that, almost anybody could do. And so whether it's an art teacher with, a really small budget, or even giving kids, projects to do at home that help empower them so that they realize it isn't about having like big fancy art supplies, that all of us have an ability to be creative just by sort of being resourceful. And so I think there's also some really cool messages in here too that talk about the idea of sustainability, the idea of connecting with our sciences, even, civics, etc. Because I think when we learn that we don't have to be held back by lack of access to our traditional art materials, it's very freeing. And so I could see doing something really fun around that, like really kind of like, today we're making, red paint with dyed beets, or homemade batik by melting our candles and using, whatever we can find where we make our own dye, So it's just a lot of really fun things that I think we can do with that I think would be really great for students and art teachers. And I think, absolutely kind of coming out of this age of COVID, but things that I think everyone would find really useful and perhaps joyful. So, I like to always sort of introduce these things with a lot of fun and, magic, kind of like, all I can think of is like the magical school bus science, queen. Well, that's me. I tend to be a very gregarious art teacher. All right. Wishing you the best. Bye-bye.